Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speedbuilding video. So in today's video I'm going to be building a whole new award ceremony lot. So with Del Sol Valley we got Studio PBP, and I actually thought it was the other way around, so it went BPB until I literally came to doing the thumbnail, and I thought I'd just double check, and I actually realised it's called the other way around, so I was completely wrong. But I've decided that I wanted to give just a whole new award ceremony to this world. So this will be in my save file. As some of you might know, I am making a save file, and I could not just leave the original lot in the world because it's not my cup of tea, so I really do not like it, and so I needed to renovate it. Also, I have actually been coming here quite a lot with some YouTubers. That sounds really weird. Okay, let me reword that. I've been coming here quite a lot with my Sims who are YouTubers. They receive quite a lot of awards, and this is just kind of the place where award ceremonies are held. I don't know why they're not held in anywhere else, like in any other bars around the world or in other worlds, because it is actually just registered as a bar. We didn't get a new lot type with Del Sol Valley unless we got something else, but we didn't get one just for award ceremonies. And so they always come to this lot, and whenever I come to this lot I always just sit there and think, right, I'm going to renovate it soon. I need to renovate it soon because I really don't like it, and half the time I just want them to get the award and then go because I really do not like the lot. And so today I decided to actually sit down and just build a whole new award ceremony. And as you can probably tell, the way that I built this, I didn't have any reference pictures. I didn't really have anything in my head. Originally, I kind of had a slight idea that I wanted to go for a 2-story building, and then the second floor I wanted it to overhang, and then there'd be something else below that. I wanted it to be a walkway basically. I kind of imagined that it was maybe like a sculpture, but it was a building, if that makes any sense. And so it looked like a piece of art when really it was a building. That's what I originally was going for, but I just didn't feel like it was working. And so I completely changed it, and it kind of turned out like this. I kind of feel that it might look like a little bit like a beach house, but it does actually fit into the world really, really nicely. And I wanted it to fit. I didn't obviously want it to look out of place or anything, so it does kind of fit in my personal opinion anyway. Talking about beach houses for a little bit, so recently we've discovered that we are getting 3 new packs within the next 6 months. One of being an expansion pack, one being a game pack, and one being a stuff pack. This was all information that we got told in the last Maxis Monthly, and I actually think that one of the game pack, or I say one of the game packs, the game pack that we are getting is possibly a beach world. So obviously everyone's had their own opinions and their own thoughts and all that kind of stuff and ideas on what they think it's going to be. I personally think that it's going to be a university pack. I would love that if we could get a university pack in like June time like we did with seasons last year. I would absolutely love that. It's actually really funny because almost every single like game pack, stuff pack, expansion pack that we've had in the past 2 years has been right next to my deadlines for uni, which is quite funny because I can almost kind of predict at the time when it's coming. I think my deadline is maybe like June time or end of May, and so maybe there's a game pack, stuff pack or whatever coming then. But I just think it's quite funny how ever since I've been at university there's always been the new pack like getting released is literally right next to my deadline day. And so I don't know, that is a complete side note, but I just thought I'd mention that because I thought it was quite funny. But yeah, anyway, so the expansion pack I think is actually going to be university. I would love that. They say that they don't follow patterns anymore. I think Sim Guru Grant said that, but I kind of think that there might be an expansion pack in June time. A lot of people seem to think that the expansion pack might come out in maybe like September, October time, because a lot of people do think it's university and it would make sense going back to school and stuff. I personally think that it could come out in June, but obviously that's just what I think. Everyone has their own opinions. The game pack I actually think is going to be Beach World. So first of all, I believe that the game pack, if you would ever get a beach world, it would be in a game pack. and I believe that it would be a holiday destination. And this is because I don't feel like it would be justified, or maybe it could be, maybe they could put in some stuff that will kind of make sense, but I just feel like a beach world would kind of fit in with a vacation world. So the camping world that we've got, I can't think of the name of it, I think it's Granite Falls, I don't know how to say it, but that one and Selva Dorada, they both came with game packs. And so I'm kind of thinking that the next game pack, it might be a whole new world, but a beach world, because with Jungle Adventure we've got a whole new different type of world that we haven't had in The Sims 4 yet, and the same goes with the camping world. I can't think what it's called again, but the same goes with that. And so I kind of feel like, I know you could say that with Windenburg was a whole new world and Del Sol Valley and all that, but I just kind of have a feeling that it could be a game pack. And so that's what I'm kind of thinking for that. I might be wrong. Let me know your kind of opinions and stuff in the comments, because I'd love to know everyone else's. I love going through Twitter and just seeing everyone else's opinions and stuff. I think it's nice that everyone's got their own opinions and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I kind of think is going to be the stuff pack, and I'm really hoping for a beach world so I can build some beach houses and stuff, because we haven't really got anywhere that I can build like a real beach mansion. We have the Windenburg Island, which I am debating doing kind of like a beachy kind of place in my save file, but I'm not too sure that's why I haven't built there yet, because I'm still undecided what to do with that little area. But I kind of think that we might be getting a beach world with the game pack, and it can be a new holiday destination, which would kind of make sense. But if it is a new holiday destination, right now I'm saying I really hope that we're able to actually swim in the sea and there's an actual sea and stuff, because if we have a beach world and it hasn't got a sea, then I'll be so disappointed. And then the stuff pack I actually think is going to be cars, and I know a lot of people have different opinions on the stuff pack, but the way that I see it is, when we got toddlers, they kind of just announced toddlers. It was kind of just like, oh, here's toddlers, that kind of thing, and we didn't really have any run up to it. I think that one day in the next following 6 months, we're going to get a car update. So with the Sims Free Play, recently there was actually an update so you can have cars on the mobile app, like on the app of the Sims, but you can't actually have them in the Sims 4. And so what I'm thinking is they're going to introduce cars in like a patch update, and then do an extra game or stuff pack. I'm thinking stuff pack, I don't know why I said game pack. An extra stuff pack for more items for cars, like they did with toddlers. So they gave everyone who just has base game toddlers, but if you would like some more stuff for toddlers, then you can buy an extra pack and then receive more. That's just kind of what I was thinking, and I'm kind of hoping for cars, only because I'm kind of sick of sizing up cars. I know no one else really loves doing it either, and I know a lot of people dislike it when people size up cars, but I like building garages in my Sims houses, if you can't tell. And so if I could actually build a garage and it actually had use, because a lot of the time I just make them into like bedrooms or like workrooms or something like that, or an office. I did my last speed build, which was the Sigworth household. I made that garage into an office for Dylan, the husband. And so I kind of want cars, because it will just be something else for especially builders to try and implement into gameplay, and not even gameplay, into builds, and then other people can implement it into gameplay and all that kind of stuff. So I am kind of hoping for them 3. So they're kind of my guesses for that. I know I'm really late with this, but because I kind of feel like this is a beachy kind of lot, it just kind of popped into my head. It's kind of off subject, but there was my opinions on what I think the next kind of packs would be. But moving on and actually speaking about the build a little bit, so as you can kind of see, the main structure of the build has come together. I don't really change anything of the actual walls and the general shape of the lot. It kind of stays like this. I've done the wallpapering and I've done the windows, and now I'm just going around it and landscaping. I do actually use quite a lot of the new plants that we got in, I think it was last week's patch update. They were plants that we got with Strangerville, and you have to get them from the debug menu because we don't have access to them in the normal build and buy menu. So I just added them at the front. I felt like if I was to put loads of different colourful flowers, it would look a little bit odd. But in a minute, I'm actually going to go around and I put these flowers, I kind of contradict myself, but I've got a reason for it. So I actually put these flowers around the lot. So with this little part of the world, first of all, that little black and gold checkered flooring on the actual world that we can't build on, it doesn't actually match up, because we actually have that tile in the build and buy menu, and we don't actually have like when you put it on the floor, it doesn't match up. Like, we can't actually make it match, which is the most annoying thing, because that was what I was planning on doing this build. And so I actually decided just to try and mimic the landscaping around it, so it makes it look like the lot itself is actually a lot smaller. And so I actually looked at the surrounding landscaping, and it's actually these bushes, these flowers, and well, it's actually 2 different flowers and then these bushes what came with base game, and they're just plotted in kind of like the roads around the lot. And so I tried to mimic them so it looks like it's the exact same landscaping, and the lot is just a little bit smaller. I just tried to kind of make the lot look smaller, so because there was a lot of empty landscaping and I didn't want to put loads of different flowers and stuff, and so I just thought it would be a nice little thing to add, especially because it matches with the surrounding worlds. I feel like it doesn't look so out of place, so that's why I just did that. I didn't actually really add any more flowers to the rest of the build. I think on them palm trees on the left hand side, I just add some more cactuses, and I also added some terrain paint just to give it a more realistic kind of look. And as you can kind of see, I'm just doing the front entrance. I still wanted like a red carpet, like a grand entrance into the lot like it had previously, but now we have moved on into the interior of the lot. So I didn't actually record one snippet of the build, and so either side of this award ceremony hall thing, what it is, I actually added some fountains, and then the fountains that dance, they're not like a standstill fountain. I didn't record that bit, but I just thought I'd let you know just in case you see it and you think, what is that? So I did add them, but obviously we are now doing the interior. So what I hated the most about the last lot that was previously here, the one that EA made, is when you received an award, I can't actually speak, when you received an award, the stage was literally right next to the chairs, and it just didn't feel very grand and special. And so I wanted to try and mimic a stage, and so I actually deleted part of the room, and then with that I deleted the kind of foundation, so I was able to add another foundation. I'm not really explaining this build, but hopefully you can kind of get the gist of what I did. And so I wanted there to be an actual stage, because with the previous one, like I said, it was just kind of all in one. The microphone was about a feet away from the first person sitting down. I wanted something that looked very grand, and so I decided to actually give it a stage. When I was actually doing this, I originally put down the round 6-seater tables that we got with Laundry Day, because when you see like the Oscars or whatever, they always have people sitting on the tables, maybe with their friends or family, and that's just kind of how award ceremonies go, or the ones that I've seen anyway. And so I did actually want to add them into the build, but when I added them, I could only actually fit about 2 or 3, and it was still quite a squeeze even that way. And so I decided that I was actually just going to scrap the idea and just add some chairs instead. And I still actually really like this effect. I really love the little stage. At the minute, I've got this red curtain which we got with the Get Famous pack, but I do actually change it to a black one, which I think mimics it just a stage more perfectly. And at the minute, I'm actually adding these little cube objects. I think it's just called a cube in the build and buy menu. We got it with Get Famous. I never really knew what to do with it until I did this build, because the foundation, I didn't like it because it was such an ugly, it was like a bare foundation. And so I decided to like kind of move them together and create this fake little barrier. I don't know what to call it, but I thought it looked better than just having the bare foundation, and so I do actually add that. And at the minute, I'm actually going around and added like a load of different objects which I thought could look really cool, but there wasn't enough objects in these kind of glass boxes, which I kind of thought could be possibly awards or special things that have happened in Del Sol Valley that they want to display. But there was only these 2, and I thought I could pull it off, but I didn't actually like it, and so I do actually change that. The current curtain, which I'm currently now changing to the black curtain, I do actually add this small version of that around the edge of that, just so it's more seamless and you can't really see the edge. But as you can kind of see, I'm now just doing this little award table. So I actually got these awards by using the bb.ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement cheat, and they're awards that came with base game. I'm pretty sure the majority of them came with base game, if not all of them, and you get them with the careers. And so I just thought it would be cool if they could be maybe like a table with all the different awards that people are going to receive. Obviously they're not actually going to receive any of them, they're just kind of for decoration purposes, but I thought it looked really cool. And I actually used the City Living podium that we got with the, I think it was the mayor career, and I thought it would be quite cool if someone wanted to come up and give a speech. I know that they do actually just give a speech at the microphone, but I haven't actually tested it with the podium, so maybe they do, I'm not really sure, but I thought it would look cool anyway, and so I did actually just add that. And I did actually add another award on top of that, so maybe when your sim goes and stands up there, it looks like they've just won that award, which I thought was quite cool. But as you can kind of see, I've just added them curtains, and I do actually go around and use these get to work kind of, I think they're retail tables to show different objects on when you've got a retail store. And I didn't like the actual effect of the like kind of, it wasn't a solid black at the top, and so I wanted to use them and kind of create that different effect. But we have now moved on, and I'm just furnishing the little room outside the toilets. I don't actually show the hallways being furnished just because I didn't want to make this video really long, but all I put in there was a load of the awards that you do actually get if you're a celebrity. I just pulled them out of the debug menu, and I'm pretty sure I got every single award. I even got the award of like toilets and air horns and all that kind of stuff. They're all on displayed on the cabinets and some on the shelves, and I believe I actually add some framed checks on the wall as you walk in, but I just didn't feel like I needed to show that because it was such a small little detail. But it actually took me a really long time to get all them awards up there, and like I said, I didn't want to make this video really long, so I just decided to cut it out. But this is the little room just going into the toilets. So with the toilets, I literally just do one toilet and then kind of copy it over into the other toilets because they're all going to be the exact same. And I just add like a toilet roll in there, a toilet, and then I also add a bin. I've been doing this when I do my retail lots recently just because I feel like it's more realistic, especially in women's toilets anyway. You have a little bin, and so I thought I'd add one of them in anyway. But I am just finishing up the bathrooms now. I just add some soap dispensers and the little, I think they're paper towel dispensers. We got them with Get to Work, and they're just perfect for like communal areas and just communal places. I quite often forget they're in the build and buy menu, even though I always see them, but I just never really think to put them in. But with this lot, I made sure that I put them in just to make it look a little bit more realistic. But as you can kind of see, I'm now moved on, and I'm doing this downstairs room. So basically, I haven't actually mentioned it yet, so I'm going to mention it now before I forget. So with this lot, one of the things that annoyed me was whenever my Sims would get a phone call from their friends, they'd always want to go out to a bar or something, and quite a lot of the time they'll come here, which I don't mind going out with my Sims and all that kind of stuff, but the thing is, they can't get into this lot. And so I decided to make this lot so the front door is just a regular front door that we got with City Living, and all the areas that are for celebrities have the celebrity ropes going in. That's why there's kind of two different areas to get into the award ceremony. There's kind of the doors with the ropes, and then there's like some archways going down. With that, I wanted that to be the celebrity area, but I also wanted a place for your non-celebrity Sims to come and chill out if they ever do get invited to this lot, or even if they just want to come to a nice fancy lot with their friends in general. And so I decided to make half of this lot for celebrities and half for just the general public. So downstairs, I kind of imagine this room could just be like a little seating area. There is a bar down here. There's also another 2 bars upstairs. I don't regularly tend to put multiple bars in my lots because a lot of the time bartenders only ever come to one. But I kind of figured, as they're famous, 100 simoleons hire an extra bartender is not going to be too much. And so that's why I did that. I also thought this room could kind of double up as a meet and greet room. So if you're famous and you've got fans and stuff, you can actually host meet a fan or meet and greet kind of event. And so I never really know where to place them. A lot of the time I'll just do them in a park or something, and I thought this would be a perfect little room to kind of host one of them fan meet and greets in, so your Sims don't have to go to the park and they've actually got a civilized place to meet their fans. But I am just finishing up this room now. I obviously do add this bookcase what we got with City Living, which I absolutely love. Half the time I like using it as kind of like a decor item instead of like a bookcase, because I really like this bookcase. But I just add a music radio station thing in here, and then I'm actually going to move on upstairs into, I think I do the luxury bar first. Yeah, I do the luxury bar first. So like I said, there is 2 different places for your celebrity Sims to come and then your non-celebrity Sims. So this is kind of like the pristine bar. This is like the VIP area, and this has the ropes at the doors. And so this one is a little bit fancier than the other, but not that much. It's only that much bigger, and it's got a outdoor balcony kind of area. And so this one I kind of just added a bar, I added just some sofas. I do actually add the DJ booth in both of them just because sometimes, like I said, whenever I come to this lot, I always just want to leave and instantly once I've got the award. But I feel like maybe there could be an after party here, and so your Sims could have their awards downstairs. They could get it, all that kind of stuff, and then after that they could come upstairs and have the after party. So like the Oscars after party or the BAFTA after party, they would come up here, and that would kind of be where it goes. And I feel like it was a little bit realistic. I don't really know where after parties are tend to be hosted anyway, but I just kind of thought it would be ideal if it was all in the same lot, and you kind of wanted that kind of element in your gameplay. And so I do just add the DJ booth and the dancing table. I also just add some normal tables and chairs just in case your Sims want to sit down when they drink, or maybe they get a snack at the bar and they just want to sit down and be civilized and eat. But like I said, there is actually an outdoor area as well, and so on the outside I just add some sofas, and I don't think I add that much out there. I didn't want to block it off because where this lot was, the balcony and the outside for both of them, there is actually two balconies. The first one, which kind of leads into the overhang of the downstairs, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of like the overhang of the front of the lot. I didn't want to put any furniture on that one because I feel like it would look really, really cluttered, and it would just look strange as well, just being at the front of the lot. But the one on the side, I only added a few sofas, kind of for the same reason, but I still did want there to be like an outdoor kind of area. So like I said, I didn't want to put any objects on the overhang kind of balcony that leads out into the world, if that makes any sense. But I did want to put some kind of objects on the balcony to the right of the lot. So as you're looking at the lot, it's on the right hand side. And so I just added a few get-together sofas, and I believe I added the get-together table. But one thing that really annoyed me is we don't actually have any matching seats for that table, and so I had to use, I think it's luxury parties. No, it's perfect patio stuff. I always get them two packs confused for some reason, but I added them chairs and they don't actually have a matching swatch, which is really annoying. They're the same kind of slatted wood, I think that's how you say it, kind of texture, but they just don't come in the exact same colour match. And so I just used some similar brown tones in the table to the ones on the sofas, and then I just used black chairs because I felt like with black chairs it would look less odd than mismatched coloured furniture. But I am just finishing up this balcony now, and I also add that buffet table that we got with luxury party stuff. I never really used that, but I thought if you're having an after party, you'd want some food and all that kind of stuff, so I am just doing that now. But I have now moved on and I'm doing the interior of the kind of regular bar where you'd come with your regular Sims and just your non-famous Sims basically. So like I said, it's a lot of similar objects in here, but this one is just a little bit smaller. I've still got the DJ station. I have got the same dance floor, but it's in a different swatch. I felt like maybe the more superior VIP area would have a fancier dance floor, but I still wanted the same kind of marble effect, and so I used a checkerboard one in here, whereas in the one in like the VIP area I just kind of used like a blue kind of thing. But I am just finishing up this room now. In a minute I'm actually going to go around and just add some more objects. I do actually change up, I think, the sofa in the VIP area. I just didn't really like it. I kind of came back and looked at it and I just didn't feel it, so I do actually change that in a minute. But I am actually going to end this voice over here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me build a whole new award ceremony hall. Hopefully you will like it and you want to download it. You can download it via the gallery. My origin ID will be in the description box down below. But as always guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and if you do like my content then please subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in my next Sims 4 speedrunning video. Bye guys!